So this is the new 2021 M1 iMac. It's got a completely new design. It's got a advertised 24-inch screen, but in reality it's actually 23.5 inches. The pricing starts at $12.99 US for the base model, and that actually comes in 4 different colors. Those 4 colors are blue, green, pink, and silver. And that $12.99 base model will also come with a 7-core GPU and only 2 Thunderbolt ports. Now bumping up to the little bit more expensive $14.99 model, you'll get an 8-core GPU and a few extra features as well. So for that extra $200, you'll get that 8-core GPU, and you'll also get 2 Thunderbolt ports and 2 USB ports for a total of 4 ports on the back of your computer. You'll also get gigabit Ethernet as well as a Magic Keyboard with Touch ID built into it, so you can unlock your computer and pay for things just using your fingerprint. On that base $12.99 model, you do not get a lot of those features. You don't even get the Touch ID Magic Keyboard, but you can actually upgrade it, pay a little bit extra, and get that Touch ID on the Magic Keyboard if you so choose to with the base model. In addition to the 4 colors you get with the $12.99 model, with the $14.99 model you'll get access to 3 other colors as well. Those colors being yellow, orange, and purple, so you have a bit more colors to choose from if you spend a little bit more money. The model I have here is a blue iMac, obviously. I've upgraded the specs quite a bit actually in this one, but if you're interested in purchasing one, I'll leave a link down in the description below. So what's all new here? There's actually quite a bit, so let's talk about it all. So the first thing you'll be able to see from a physical standpoint is that the entire design is actually completely different now in terms of past iMacs that we've had. It's actually incredibly thin too now. It's only 11.5 millimeters thick now. There is still a chin here, which is a very controversial topic kind of on the internet, but that's actually where most of the computer is housed. So you get your fans in there, you get your speakers, you get the actual new M1 chip itself. It's kind of an eyesore if you ask me. I personally would have rather have a thicker computer with no chin, or at least a smaller chin, but at least you have some place to put, you know, post-it notes or whatnot. Let me know your opinions on this new design change down in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. Aside from the design change, the biggest new feature here is that this iMac now has that new M1 chip in it, that Apple Silicon chip. So this is a huge deal. If you don't completely understand computers in general, it's hard for me to explain this and like the advancement of technology that this is going to offer, or it has offered. Essentially what this is Apple's own first-party custom designed chip that they built in-house, and it houses the CPU, the GPU, and the memory all onto one small chip. So you have the processor, the graphics, and the RAM all on just one small chip. Before, if you know anything about computers, all those would have to be separate individual chips and pieces, and they were quite big in some cases, depending on the computer that you were buying or the computer that you were building. So I was incredibly excited to get my hands on it. This is the first time I've used the new M1 chip, and it's working great so far. So the CPU itself, the M1 chip, actually has 8 cores built into it. So it has 4 high performance cores and then 4 high efficiency cores. It's essentially a pretty big majority of where all the processes and components and whatnot will take place within your computer. You can kind of think of this chip as like the brain of the computer, or at least the CPU part of it. So it's really nice to have all those cores in there and just have everything integrated into Mac OS and communicating well with each other. I almost want to make a whole different video just on the M1 chip itself, because this truly is a game changer. This can really just revolutionize kind of the way we interact and use technology. I've already read rumors of other companies like Google wanting to create their own silicon chips like this. And if they start doing that, they could really change the game in terms of what we do for desktops and laptops and how we interact with our mobile devices. So really excited to see this technology develop farther in the coming years. Now, the new M1 iMac also has a 1080p built-in webcam onto it. And in addition to that, it actually has some new microphone technology built into it. So these new microphones will actually cancel out, or at least try to cancel out, background noise. So if you have kids or families messing around in the back, it will hopefully cancel all that out and just focus on your voice. So overall, it looks pretty good on the screen here. I'm excited to edit this and see how it looks after I edit it. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this new 1080p webcam. Now, the other thing it has is 6 speakers built into it with Dolby Atmos support, and the speakers are okay. They're nothing great. They kind of hype them up in their marketing content, but they're not that great. They get the job done. If you don't want to buy external speakers, you won't necessarily have to. These will be fine. But if you do have a pair of external speakers and you plug it into this iMac, it's probably going to sound significantly better than the built-in speakers here. Because this new chip is so small and there are just less components in it, again, the CPU, the GPU, and the RAM are all built into that M1 chip, the computer itself is actually incredibly light just because there's less stuff in it. This is a desktop computer, so I'm not sure why it really needs to be light. It's actually less than 10 pounds. I suppose if it can be that light, if they can engineer it that way, I have no problem with it. But personally, again, would have rather had just no chin here or a thicker computer. Lightness doesn't really matter on a desktop, but I'm really excited to see what this might do for something like the iPad, the iPhone, or the new MacBooks when they come out with M1. Having a lighter device and anything portable would make this much more efficient in my opinion. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed in the unboxing portion of this video, but all the cables you get are actually color matched to the iMac as well. So the iMac itself obviously has two colors. On the back, it has a much more dark blue color, and that's going to be the case with any model you'll get. The back will be a much more dark, kind of vibrant color. And on the front of the iMac, where the actual chin is, you're going to have just that lighter color, and that's the color that all these cables actually match. Kind of a nice little touch. In addition to the cables matching, you also have the Magic Mouse, the Magic Trackpad if you opt to get that when you're purchasing this, as well as the Magic Keyboard. The metal on that aluminum, they'll all kind of match that color of your lighter color on the actual iMac itself. So just kind of a nice little touch. No matter which model you'll also get a built-in SSD here. So it can be anywhere from 256 gigabytes all the way up to 2 terabytes, but you're definitely gonna pay extra for that extra storage. And because the RAM, the memory is actually built into that new M1 chip, you will not be able to upgrade it later. So you'll have to decide when you're purchasing the iMac how much you want. You can get 8 or 16 gigabytes no matter which model you purchase. So that's pretty much all that's new here. A whole new design, the new M1 chip, a better camera and microphones, much better performance, and Touch ID on the Magic Keyboard. The question you'll have to ask yourself is, do you need this iMac, and how much can you afford to hopefully get a little bit higher than just the base model? I've personally been absolutely loving this. That new M1 chip just makes everything incredibly quick. And as I mentioned before, I'm super excited to see what other technology companies do, as well as Apple, with this new kind of first-party development of Apple Silicon and how we can just combine everything onto one small chip. I really think it's going to change the game for technology. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be picking up a new M1 iMac, and let me know what color you're going to get. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you have a great rest of your day.